Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on Channel 3723 News. I'm Chip McElroy.
And I'm Dale.
We have some breaking news this evening. In 1989, there was a terrible plane crash in Kegsworth, UK.
It took us 29 years to get it all together, but we're finally bringing the facts to you live. The plane was traveling from London to Belfast, and today we'll go talk to the captain in the field, talk to our head ergonomist about what he thinks went wrong, and go over all of the events that happened to cause this terrible disaster.
Let's break to our in-field reporter. Back to you, Raven.
Hi, this is me, Raven, the news reporter, and I'm here with the Captain Hunt. Captain, so what happened that day?
What happened was really simple. Smoke and vibration started to fill the cockpit and the cabin. That gave us a good indication to shut off the right engine. Once that happened, vibration ceased, smoke seemed to dissipate. And that gave us a good indication that everything was okay. We got a call from the control panel, gave us the call to land, and once we did that, we got down at 6,000 feet, started increasing power on the left engine, and that caused it to fail, ultimately, and led to a crash landing. And I hate to see it happen, but that's just how it went down.
Wow, that must have been a horrible, horrible event. Were there any casualties?
Unfortunately, yes, there's a good handful of casualties, but we're looking to get down to the bottom of it and figuring out what caused this.
I really hope we get down to the bottom of it. Back to you, Dale and Chip.
Thank you, Raven. Dale?
We've collected a timeline of events of what we know so far. Let's take a look here.
During their flight routine, Captain Kevin Hunt and First Officer David McClellan experienced every pilot's worst nightmare. On its trip from Heathrow to Belfast, Flight 092 crash-landed due to a left engine failure. The plane filled with smoke, then the pilots followed their emergency protocol and checklist, and decided to shut down the right side engine. Unfortunately, they were mistaken with which engine was failing, as they continued to soar through the air, thinking they had solved their problem.
That's right, Dale. The pilots did what they knew how to do, and then proceeded to follow orders from the control tower. They were instructed to increase the throttle to the single engine in use, which caused it to completely fail at an altitude of around 900 feet. Tragically, they crash-landed before they reached the runway and came to a screeching halt into an embankment. There were 47 people who died out of the 126 on board.
Now that we have a better understanding of what actually happened, we'll take it back to Raven to meet with our head ergonomist to see what went wrong.
Hi, this is Raven on the move, and I'm here to go find the ergonomic specialist. Hi, this is Raven, and I am here today with Dr. Van Buren, who is an ergonomic specialist, and we're going to see what he has to tell us.
There were multiple issues that caused the Kegsworth air crash. We're going to dive into it and see exactly what happened. After the initial explosion from the engine, the passengers could easily see the flames coming from the left engine. The engines were not visible to the pilots, and nobody notified them about the flames. Because smoke filled the cabin, the pilots inferred that the right engine was the damaged one. Since all 737 models before had the right engine controlling the AC, the right side engine was then incorrectly shut down while the damaged left stayed on. The decrease in fuel from shutting off the right engine controlled the fire on the left, making everything seem normal. In descent, power was then increased to the bad engine, resulting in the fatal explosion. After looking deeper into the causes, some of the reasons that set the pilots up for failure were as follows. Neither pilot had any simulator training with the updated 400 model 737. They were only required to take a short course and both had minimal flight hours. Because of design changes, when the left engine began to vibrate, the captains could not tell the difference between the stable and unstable, and it was not distinguishable. The fan blade that broke the engine was also part of a new model and had never been tested at altitude. As a result of these mistakes, all pilots are now required to complete simulator training when a cockpit design changes. New engines must also be tested at altitude before being put into mass production.
And there you have it, folks. You heard it here first. That's our latest report on the Kegsworth air disaster.
Signing off here tonight, I'm Chip McElroy.
And I'm Dale.
Thank you for joining us this evening. And, like we always like to say here at the studio, we're together, baby.